let me explain. So, I had this idea that we needed to replace a floor because we had a bad spot. It just came to me randomly. So what I'm doing now is emptying out our utility room to get ready to pull up all the flooring to then replace the flooring. But let me explain something to you. Maintenance on your washer and dryer. People be like, oh, it looks, it's clean on the outside. Let me show you what happens behind it. So in our utility room, we used to have this thing in there. We're also changing it up. Okay, we're gonna make this more of a bigger pantry. Okay, but we had the dogs in here for the longest time. They'll still be here for a little while, but they're gonna be in kennels. You know, the smaller dogs, because unfortunately, you know, our bigger dog Drake, he passed away. So the smaller dogs, you know, they sleep in kennels. Let me show you what happens behind washers and dryers. If you're squeamish, avert your eyes. Look at this dog food. Everything that comes behind it, that's the dryer vent, which somehow got pushed out. So, I'm going to clean that up. Luckily, it literally goes, you know, straight outside, so it's easier to clean. There's what looks to be some... Oh, here's a sock I've been missing for like 8 years. Just kidding, not that long. And the other stuff. Oh, all the caps to what is our detergents that we buy. Oh, look, another sock. And this all this dust and yuckiness. Just look at all the dust. We got to clean this whole room. Ugh, ugh. So I just got the washer and dryer out. We're gonna get this out because, of course, we have to replace this whole floor. We're going to turn it into a bigger pantry type thing because our small pantry here, you know, it's kind of full. And I want to can some more stuff, and what better way than to kind of rearrange the utility room as a larger pantry. So now I will clean all this off and remove this. It's not a T20. It's a T20, not a T25. Where's the rest of it? Look at there. That one is a T25. I mean, shit, you grab a drumstick and your brain stops sticking. Let me, I don't know if you hear me, the fan. It's a fan. It's a fan. Let's go inside. Okay. In case you didn't know, myself, my father, my buddy Dean, who passed away a couple years ago, we remodeled the house that we live in. We did the sheetrock, we did the flooring, all the stuff. Okay? So I have a little bit of understanding of what I'm doing and have an understanding of what I need to do to pull this up. You can probably hear Romeo. He was outside because it's hot, but this is where he stays until nighttime, where he sleeps in the porch. So I needed to bring him in. And so, shoot. I thought I remembered, I thought I glued the floor down, but apparently I screwed it down. So it's gonna be a little bit more difficult to rip it all up, but it's working well because I do have this nifty tool. Let's see, there we go. This nifty tool that rips things up like that. That's what we use it for. That's what we bought it for, was when we did this house. So you can see that's a screw. That's a screw. Oh, that's a screw. So I thought that I just used liquid nail and liquid nailed it down. Okay, whoop, back up. The flooring. So on the actual subfloor is like a composite flooring. On top of that, I put what's called Luan. It's like very thin plywood, and then I sealed the top of it with what most people use when they're gonna put this cheap vinyl flooring down with a peel and stick, and then I grouted between it, make it look like tile. I thought it was gonna do well. It's actually done very well in the bathrooms. In here, not so much because it's a very high traffic area. So I'm learning now that I screwed everything down, and I'm just gonna rip up. I mean, we're gonna rip it up anyway, just fine. And then I'll have to go back and get the screws out. So what I'm doing now is ripping all the floor up. I've got everything moved out of here. I got the baseboard and the quarter round pulled up. And so, yeah, but I'm a little nervous about one spot. So right here, you can see where the door, molding goes all the way down. Well, I don't want to rip it up. I don't want to damage it because, I mean, you see there's a gap. There's a little gap. I don't want to damage it. This is where it transitions into the kitchen, where it's the other stuff. I might have to cut it. I don't want to have to replace that. But this is more important because we have made the children's head, how tall they've gotten. Good Lord, look how tall Zoe is. Regardless though, we have to replace this floor. That transition's not really that expensive. The only problem is that you can only get those transitions in like 12-foot pieces. So I'm going to try to pull that up as gently as possible. I know that the Luan doesn't go underneath that floating floor, again, because I put it there. And then in here, in the actual pantry, you can see the Luan doesn't go in here either. I had to kind of piece all this together, so it'll actually come apart right there. So really just the fun begins and continues with ripping all this floor up. Floor, yay! stay outside. But you didn't want to listen. But you didn't want to listen. Alright, y'all need to go back outside. Come on. I'm also about to cook dinner. So I'm going to have to postpone a lot of the stuff that I'm doing because it's dinner time. Chastity is working and so I need to get dinner cooked. It's life. Life on the homestead, right? Trying to get stuff done, but then you have everything else you need to get done. I dig it. I love this life, actually. I really do. So I'll probably continue to rip this floor up after I finish cooking dinner and everything, and then tomorrow we'll see where we're at. So, see you in the morning. Let me go ahead and tell you. Give you a little context. This house is older than I am. It was my great no, it was my great grandmother's, and they built it. The land that we all live on, family land, was owned by my great grandmother and her husband before Lake Murray was even built. Okay, then they built this house. The stuff that they did back in the day, flooring wise, is unreal. But then it's like, oh, hey, let's put some flooring on top of it. So, you know, I'm ripping up the flooring. I pulled up, I put a layer of Luan down. And so I just ripped all that up, okay? So, I have it all ripped up. I'll show you. It's in the trailer. It's right there. Okay? All that Luan, that's the flooring. It's only about 100 square feet, okay? The problem is, the reason we had to rip it up is because where the dog's water was, it got wet and molded, okay? So that's why we had to rip it up, because then the tile came up and stuff like that. I also forgot that our washing machine had an issue one time and leaked as well. Let me show you our problem right this second. This is our problem. This is where the washing machine was. All this. Ugh. So we have an air doctor going on right now. Okay, if you don't know air doctor, this is air purifiers. It's blue, so there's no spores in the air. Okay, because I haven't scrubbed it. I did spray it with vinegar. Okay, but the thing is, this is a good thing. It's on another layer of Luan that was laid down first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that layer of Luan up. But look at what's underneath it. Look at that. Yes, that is the design of the back in the day. It was supposed to be a weekend job. We're going to get it done this weekend, but it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot of effort and a lot of me. It's just funny. It's just funny. I'm glad I can do it though. So stick around. I'm about to spend the rest of my night. I already took a shower, right? I'm about to spend the rest of my night ripping that second layer of Luan up so that tomorrow I can continue. So this, my friends, is where we're at. Obviously you can see where that's still got mold, but it's all surface stuff. I can mop that up with vinegar, mop the whole thing. But the fact is that this floor was all stapled in, so I have to pull all these staples up. That part can really be done in the morning. Plus, I have to get a Dremel tool and cut right there the door frame because the Luan did go underneath the floor. I didn't want to rip up the kitchen. Let's not do that, okay? Not this weekend. That floor is fine. But you can see right here there used to be a sink, and it's literally, you know, it's plywood. so it's actual subfloor. That's where the water spigots came up through. So when we lay Luan down, it'll be on top of this, but this is all glued down. So I will spend the majority of my time pulling all of the staples up, and then we will put Luan down on top of the green vinyl stuff. That, I'll tell you what, when we remodeled this house, that green stuff was throughout the whole living room, and I used that tool, that scraping monstrosity, to rip up all of it in the house. And again, there were staples in it, and I was like, I lost my mind pulling all the staples up, because here's the thing, they had all that down, plus then they put carpet down, in which underneath the carpet was carpet padding. That's what they stapled down, and the carpet. So I had to rip up all these staples from the carpet. Now I get to rip up staples from the Luan. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. It's okay though. We're gonna get it done, and it's gonna look great when we're done. So no real setbacks other than the fact that I had to rip up the second layer of Luan. We still had to replace the Luan. Still gonna put flooring down. Okay, now I will see you tomorrow. I'm done saying it. I will see you tomorrow. Today's Friday. I will see you Saturday morning. Good night. Plot twist. We're gonna keep the green floor and paint. This remodel is getting real interesting now. So it's now Saturday. We went to Lowe's. We got the paint and stuff that we needed. So that's now the plan, is keeping the green floor, obviously cleaning it up and making it look a lot better, and then we're gonna paint in there, and then we're gonna figure out how we want to situate everything for like pantry wise, stuff like that. So this is getting cool. It's getting interesting. So let's get to it. Just like that, we got all of the tacks up. So now we're sweeping, cleaning up so we can get ready to scrub all this and make it look as pretty as possible. See what the final, product is gonna look like. And then we'll move on to the paint part. That's the most fun. Alright, so that's about as good as we're going to get it right now without actually like getting a scrubbing machine, which I might do later, but honestly the chances of getting this thing restored like 100% slim to none, because it's been sitting under wood for however long, plus however long it was down being walked on prior. But there are two spots that right here, looks like there was like a hot spot, definitely discoloration. I can't fix that, and I don't know what was sitting there, but that won't come up either. But fortunately, hopefully right here, after some discussion, will be where we have wire shelves and maybe have more storage for pantry stuff. Of course, over here is where the washer and dryer go. So there's some other issues on that area as well, but they'll be covered up. And of course, this spot right here, we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do here. But other than that, floor, I'm pleased with it. I think it's pretty neat. You can definitely tell this coloration right here, just a little bit brown. So it looks like this walking path and stuff too. So that's it for the floor. Now it's time to prep for painting. That is not the fun part ever. I hate painting, but it's gonna be pretty cool when we get done. I think. I hope. So we're going to cut this into two parts because it's already going to be a long video with how much I had to do to get started. So, just finished up the floors. Next video will be us painting and situating it the way that maybe we can both agree on. Man, you know how that is, right? So, end of part 1. See you in part 2.